Welcome everyone to our 19th FAIRWork webinar. Today, our colleague from Humtech RWTH University from Germany, Nushin Kebi, will introduce how we tackle the democratic part of our DIDSS, or Democratic AI-based decision support system, and therefore she did an empirical case study analyzing what aspects are needed from the side that we can integrate democratic features into our decision support system. And with this short introduction, I want to hand over to my colleague who will now give these interesting insights in this topic. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Nushin Kebi from RWTH University of Aachen. This webinar focuses on the democratic design of decision support system in companies, which we analyzed through a case study of a production company. To do this, I will first go through the qualitative evaluation of the selected company. Then I will discuss the features of democracy in the FAIRWork project. Yeah. Now, going through this topic, it's important to note that the notion of democracy typically is related to political governance. As we examine companies and technologies, in this context, it's essential to clarify what we mean by this concept. We focus here on selected processes and values of democracy like participation, representation, fairness, and transparency. Now, I would like to highlight three aspects. Yeah. And the first one is that the social context is about companies, which are typically characterized by their hierarchical decision-making rules. Second, with the digital technologies like multi-agent system, new socio-technical arrangements emerge, which offers opportunities for democratization. Especially new forms of representation become possible. The multi-agent system specifies technically the representation of workers and their status, but this might limit the options of representation by themselves. Moreover, technology can be seen as an agent and has to be embedded carefully. Third, to realize the democratic potential of such technologies through fostering representation, participation, the implementation of such a tool has to be aligned with a social process for how these democratic features work and should work. It can have an ambivalent effect and also bring limitations because the workers don't speak directly. Instead, an agent speaks for them. So the legitimacy of it depends on how much the social process is appreciated and offer the employees a chance to represent themselves and to have a say. And this is exactly what we have examined in our empirical cases. Yeah, to delve into human factors in the project and investigate democratic decision-making within a socio-technical framework, we used a case study approach. As you can see, we identified a three-step procedure: onboarding, precision, and contextualization. This comprehensive investigation allowed us to explore the contextual condition for implementing a decision support system within companies and to examine the potential demand for its democratic design. In the onboarding phase, the first one, we focus on an on-site visit to our lead case, Flex company in Althofen, Austria. The goal was to set the foundation for the empirical case study and collect the primary data for our first analysis. The case study involved a detailed exploration of the use case through document analysis, on-site observation, worker interviews with 8 persons. These methods helped us gain an overall understanding of this company. In the second phase, precision, we aim to gain deeper insights into the human perspective and explore more options for supporting the democratic implementation of the decision support system. To achieve this, we conducted this phase last July, once again focusing on Flex, our lead case, to firstly ensure alignment, and secondly, avoid language barriers. In this step, we wanted to deepen our understanding of Flex. So we needed to plan a comprehensive case study, including once more on-site observation, individual interviews with 5 persons, different employees from the last one, and this time a focus group interview with workers. The last phase, contextualization, is the final step in our empirical research. Here we aim to understand whether the findings from the previous steps are valid and could support both industry and service partners in the project. We also want to assess whether these results are feasible for implementation by industry partners. Currently, the first evaluation and validation process with Flex is still ongoing. So, to summarize, the first 2 steps have already been completed, while the last phase is still in progress. Now I'll move on to the next slide, which explains the insights we gained from the first 2 steps. If I split this slide into 2 parts, on the left side we have 3 categories: decision-making, involvement, and expectations. These dimensions were identified during the onboarding phase. On the right side, we have the 4th dimension, challenges, which was explored in the precision phase. However, the previous dimensions were also further developed in the precision phase. These dimensions were identified because they are the key access points where the employees see and understand. Also, they show important aspects for the question of legitimacy, representation, and participation. As you see, as the subcategories, we ask the employees about their decision-making situations, the problems they may face, the characteristics of these decisions. Also, we ask them about their opportunities for making objections and suggestions, the status of decision-making, transparency, the role of trust, and also what they expect from a decision support system, which leads to ensure, simplify, and accelerate the work process. As I previously discussed the first 3 dimensions in webinar 12, I will now focus more on the 4th dimension, challenges. During both individual and focus group interviews, we recognized a prominent challenge in the company, from production line issues to interpersonal matters. To clarify these challenges, we grouped the identified issues into 3 categories: resource allocation, production management, and personal competencies. Regarding resource allocation, the issues related to the responsibility allocation and worker allocation were the most significant. For example, employees focused on the importance of balanced team contribution. Also, some experienced workers mentioned the need for better alignment between responsibility and competences, particularly among the younger generation. One significant issue in this regard was the employees' reluctance to make decisions independently, which was repeatedly mentioned in the first step of the case study as well. Moreover, the employees shared that they don't trust the tool's decision when made autonomously. We have found that worker allocation is a time-consuming task for supervisors, and frequent or sudden sick leave make it more challenging. The employees in Flex believe that factors like task difficulty, fairness, and interpersonal dynamics can also add to the complexity of work allocation. Also, it was prominent that the loss of temporary employees was a major concern for everyone, and was mentioned multiple times during the case study. Regarding production management, the major issues are related to workflow. These include inadequate system functionality, dealing with multiple systems that follow different procedures, and the diverse operations of each production line, which all can lead to quality issues. Workers also mentioned that error identification in machines takes too long, as some errors remain undetected for a long time. And they believe that such issues could be easily solved with such a decision support system. But another challenge in implementing a support system is the limited availability of digital data, which counts as a serious obstacle. Moving to the last category, issues related to personal competences. Workers expressed the need for more clarity regarding employee competencies because they have limited access to this data. Another issue was the need for a skilled workforce, particularly in the medical field and quality control. Also ensuring equal learning approach recognized as a challenge, especially because different mentors had different perspective on what their operators should or should not do. Regarding the temporary workers in Flex that I explained, employees mentioned that these workers often outperform the permanent staff. This may because of differences in their learning environment, or because of the concern of being let go if they didn't perform well. As the last point in this category, the workers highlighted the need for in-depth quality and system knowledge to be recognized as a skilled worker. Apart from the dimensions identified in case studies, we also identified additional factors in the concept of democratic AI. What we figured out through this empirical research was that the democratization of decision-making in socio-technical framework means including key democratic features in the implementation process of the digital tool. This ensures that the implementation of the decision support system improves the company and empowers employee to engage in a meaningful participation. Besides the primary features, learning implementation is recognized as a key factor that fosters democracy because it enables a long-term learning period from scratch in which all employees are actively involved. This makes it less likely to be rejected, and any issues with the digital tool can be quickly identified and fixed. Customizability, it allows customers and decision makers to make last-minute change, giving them more control over the system and making the system more flexible. Additionally, the other feature, accountability, is an important democratic feature because it enables workers to delegate their responsibilities to the digital tool. It also allows people to track system decision and make changes or improvement when needed. And it also fosters transparency and fairness. While representation is a primary feature of democratic AI, but it has a particular importance in the context of decision support system and can be considered from two main aspects. First, it means including individual concerns in the collective decision-making process. The second, it's about representing workers and their specific needs in the technical system of the multi-agent system when implementing the tool. From this perspective, representation is a key issue in the democratization process in companies. It ensures that if unwanted development occur, there are options for adjustment for different groups in the company. Consequently, all these features empower employees by give them the tools and opportunities for active engagement in decision making, ensuring their voice are heard, and creating a more inclusive, cooperative workplace that foster collective decision making. Thank you very much for listening to this presentation. Please feel free to ask if you have any question.
Okay, then thank you, Nushin, for this very interesting presentation. So I hand over now the floor to the participants if they have any questions, if we should go into detail into something. Okay, seems like you have explained everything well. Then thank you very much. Then hopefully see you next time in the webinar from FATH regarding transparency in AI in mid of March or beginning mid of March. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye.